So here's the deal. Fairly recently, Tim Chuons put out a video talking about all the games in his collection and how he's played every single one. And I loved that video. As I was watching through it, it was so fun to be able to go through his collection and see all of the amazing games that he has. And after watching that video, I was like, you know what, it'd be fun to put together a video talking about games in his collection that I want to play right now. 5 games in Tim's collection that if I had the opportunity, I would play those games right now. So that was the plan until yesterday happened. Yesterday, Tim and I had a fight. And it was a pretty big fight too. Strongly worded messages were exchanged, voice messages were exchanged, and basically the entire conversation came back to the point that Tim is too nice of a person. He's too nice. I mean, it's as simple as that. He was arguing with me, trying to send me a game. I was trying to pay for shipping, and he refused to let me. At the end of the day, Tim ended up winning that argument. He fought and pushed, and he won. And I just knew, deep down within my soul, I just could not let him off easy. And so I was lying in bed last night, trying to figure out a way, trying to think of a way to get him back for being so nice. And then it hit me. I figured the perfect way to get him back would be to steal some of his board games. Yes, you heard me right. Steal. Let this serve as a lesson to you, Tim. To not be so nice to me ever again, or I'm gonna have to steal even more of your board games. This video could have easily been named, 5 games from Tim's collection that I want to play right now. But that's not the point of this video. No, the point of this video is to make a point to Tim. Stop being so nice. And to stop winning conversations with me. So instead of a nice little video, join me today as instead I evilly plot the 5 games that I'm going to steal from Tim's collection. And the best part about this video is Tim has no idea this video is coming, so surprise, Tim. So thankfully, Tim actually made this very easy for me by recently putting out a video, like I already mentioned. He put out a video talking about his entire collection and how he's played all of the games. So he went through his whole entire collection, basically kind of pointing out the ones that he really liked. So I was able just to sit back, relax as he went through his entire collection, and I could make bullet points of the ones that would, really be worth stealing. Tim, I'm so sorry, but I think some of these are gonna hurt. Some of these are gonna be pretty brutal. So the first game that I want to snag for him is this one right here, Vindication. Now, truthfully, I don't know too much about Vindication. All I know is that I feel like all of the content creators that I personally have heard of talk about this game absolutely love it. So over here on Board Game Geek, it's reclaim your honor by defeating monsters and gaining heroic attributes. So I know it is there are tiles in this game that you are going through, and I believe activating or discovering or something. But I mean, it's ranked so highly on Board Game Geek, and I've been wanting to try it for a long time. For whatever reason, the cover has never really drawn me in super much into this game. So when I first heard about it, I was like, I don't really think it's gonna be my jam. It doesn't really look super engaging to me. But again, I've just heard so many people talk about it. And also it's won a handful of awards. It's always on top 100 lists or anything. I feel like I've just been hearing about this game so often. And recently, I think even Jenna over at the Board Game Garden, I believe she recently played this game and was obsessed with it. I know Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co. loves this game. So yeah, so this is one that I've been wanting to get my hands on and just kind of wanting to try out. So yeah, so that would definitely be the first game that I'm going to snag from your collection, Tim, if that's all right with you. Now the next one that I'm going to try to nab is going to be very large. I might need to bring a couple suitcases because there's no way these games are going to fit in one suitcase. But here is the next game that I would try to snag. Everdell, the Complete Collection. I love Everdell, and this huge box is an organizer's dream. Just whenever I see content creators open up this box and show everything, all of the expansions, all of the meeples perfectly organized, you have no idea how much I want this box. So if you're not familiar with what this is basically Everdell, right? And all of the expansions, I said that kind of weird, and all of the expansions in one box. So you get all of the meeples, everything has a place and a storage system, and all of the cards. I mean, it is so nice. I know there's a little bit of a debate right now because I know lots of people who have the game say this game is just so big now that it makes it hard to table. However, for me, I really think that the opposite would be true. I think that because I have a big box and every time I want to pull out Everdell, I have to pull out the whole thing, I feel like it would actually incentivize me and motivate me to dive more into the expansions, because I have Everdell and I have of the expansions, but every time I want to play Everdell, I just pull Everdell off the shelf. I don't find myself opening up a big box and then or opening up a box of Everdell and then opening up an expansion. I wish it was just all in one box, so that way when I want to pull out Everdell, I can just pull out one box, open it, and then I can pick and choose what expansion I want to do at that time of playing. So for me personally, I want Everdell in a big box. I actually really want to get the bird box for Wingspan too. So I want the bird box for Wingspan and I want the big box for Everdell. And I know that people complain about having big boxes, but for me, I feel like I'm one of the few people that actually enjoy them. Foundations of Rome up here, it is a huge box, but it brings me so much joy when people are around for game night and I take this huge game off the shelf, and I love seeing people's reactions. I love people saying, what the heck, and be able to like open this up and pull it out. I find a lot of joy from that because it's just unique and it's different and it's cool. And so that's why I really want this huge collector's edition for, like I said, Everdell, but also the one for Wingspan. So unfortunately, Tim doesn't have the Wingspan box, or else I would have snagged that too. But he does have the Everdell one. So that is one, like I said, I might have to, while I'm at your house, Tim, I'm also going to steal one of your suitcases so I can lug all these games back with me. The next one is going to be a doozy, and Tim has a lot of it. The next one I'm going to be taking from Tim's is Black Rose Wars. Tim has so much of this game, so I don't know how I'm going to grab it. I'm just going to take it all and throw it in the bag. So truthfully, this is another one that I don't know too much about, but I've always, ever since I heard about it, I've been so intrigued and I've been wanting to try this game. And I know Tim really, really likes it. On Board Game Geek, it's described as a competitive fantasy game of deck building, strategy, and combat set in the hectic universe of Nova Aetas in Italy. Each player is one of the powerful mages of the Black Rose Order who aspires to become the next supreme leader in order to acquire mighty power of the Black Rose artifact and the forgotten magic. Oh, just that theme alone, I want to play this game right now. I am obsessed with mages and magic and dueling and getting spells and the witchcraftery. Everything about this theme is totally my jam. The main board itself is full of a bunch of hexagons, and I believe you're moving from you kind of move through these hexagons. I don't know. I think they're rooms, you're moving through them. Again, I haven't played, so I'm not entirely sure. This is just my interpretation of how the game plays and operates. But there are obviously cards and spells that you'll be kind of dealing with and firing off. It's rated super highly on Board Game Geek. So this is one that I would just die to play. And it makes it super easy and convenient. Like I said, Tim has all of it. So it's just one stop, boom, I can get everything I need. So I'm sorry, Tim, I know that you like this game, but I've got to get the ones that I need, You understand, right? You understand. The next game that I would steal from Tim is this game right here, Thunder Road Vendetta. This is another one that's rated super highly. It's rated an 8 currently on Board Game Geek, and everybody loves this game. I have been dying to play it. I cannot, I've almost bought it so many times. I think I even made a reel on Instagram where I put it in my cart and I was so close to getting it because it looks just like a crazy fun time. So in Thunder Road Vendetta, you basically you're racing cars, okay? You're basically trying to be the first one to hit the finish line, but as you are going about racing, you're blowing up people's cars. People are blowing up your cars. It's pure chaos. It totally fits in with that Thunder, is it Thunder Road? What is that? It's Mad Max. That's what I'm thinking. Mad Max. It basically is Mad Max in a board game. And I know Tim loves this game. So Tim and I have very similar, if you can't tell, Tim and I have very similar tastes in board games. And so Thunder Road just fits into that perfectly. I've been dying to try this one. Tim loves it. So it's got to be good, right? If Tim likes it, then most likely I will like it. Now the fifth and final one that I'm going to steal is arguably, well, it's going to hit him the hardest. I'm sorry, Tim. I'm sorry. But I need this game, and it's a really hard one to come by. I'm sure you already know what I'm going to say. The last game that I'm going to nick from Tim is this one, Dwellings of Eldervale. I'm sorry, I really do feel bad about this one, but Tim, like, I need this game. I need this game, and it's hard to come by, and you have one, which just makes it really convenient. So, like, I got to. I'm sorry, I got to. So Dwellings of Eldervale is this like epic worker placement fantasy game. There are these huge epic monsters that are on the board that you're trying to like fight and deal with. But my favorite part about this game and why I like really want to play it are the asymmetrical, like there's so many different factions that you can play in the game and they're all like super asymmetrical. And when you take on a faction, you like get this whole like little it's almost like a little case with it, and the top part of the, like, I'm totally like butchering this explanation. There's like a little cardboard image that shows the faction that you're playing as, and it's like double-sided, so you can like choose what faction you want to play as, and it's so cool. Like I love the artwork in this game. Truthfully, when I first saw the game, like normally when I see the layout of a game, I get a pretty good idea on if I feel like it's going to kind of jive with me and something that I would be interested in. And so when I first heard about this game, I was like, oh yes, this is like totally for me. I want this game. And then I saw the board and I was like, that's actually not, it was a little bit underwhelming for me personally, but I've heard so many great things about this, and I know Tim is obsessed with this game. He loves it, and again, me and him have very similar tastes in games, so like if Tim really likes the game, then I'm way more likely to like look into it or try it out if I know that like Tim really likes it. But on top of this one, this might be like a little bit of a spoiler, but I know that Andromeda's Edge, Tim might already have Andromeda's Edge. I don't know. If Tim already has Andromeda's Edge, I would almost grab Andromeda's Edge over Dwellings of Eldervale, because like Andromeda's Edge is the same, if you don't know what that is, it's the same company that does Dwellings of Eldervale. It is like a Dwellings of Eldervale game except set in space, and it looks so cool. Like I'm more interested in Andromeda's Edge than Dwellings. So if Tim has both of them, I might just snag them both. So with Dwellings of Eldervale / Andromeda's Edge kind of rounding out these lists, these are the 5 games that I am dying to play. Oh, sorry. The 5 games that I'm going to be stealing from Tim's collection. If you made it this far in this video, thanks so much for joining me today and kind of having some fun with this video here. If you personally saw any games in Tim's collection that you personally would like to try, then make sure to put that in the description or put that in the comments below, and we can just fill up the comments with all the great games that are in Tim's collection. Tim, I hope you enjoyed this video. You know I'm just joking, but thanks so much for being such a wonderful presence in the board game community, and you have a great collection of games. Truthfully, I want all of them. I have a lot of them, but all the ones I don't have, I want. Thanks so much for spending some time with me today. If you enjoyed this video and you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, it would mean so much if you could do that. It really helps support me and everything that we're doing over here. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Hopefully Tim realizes that I'm joking. I'm not coming for your games, Tim. As much as I might want to, I am not coming to steal your games. Well, I don't know, I might be stealing some of them.